employment is that some work heavy labor, heavy burden, which can affect their physical well-being. Some are mistreated. Some are facing corruption, for instance, sexual corruption, other sort of kind of corruption. Other face marginalization, yeah, or stigma. For instance, when we talk about gender promotion, a woman from historically marginalized person sometimes don't have same right like a woman from advantaged society or community. So gender itself matters when we are talking about. So the chance of accessing a job or opportunity of a job for a woman who is a young woman who is in a marginalized community is sometimes tougher than getting a job when you are from some connected, well-connected society. Yes, Juvenal.
From the example you just gave on historically marginalized people,
Yes.
I can say there is no number of women accessing to education.
Yes.
High low number. Even the young or the youth of these marginalized people, they don't even go to school.
They don't even go to school
because they are poor. They have high level of poverty.
Yeah.
Even for them to go to school, it is for the district, for them to finance them.
Yes.
So they can go to school.
And this is a very dangerous situation. When you are young and you are from marginalized groups, so to overcome this sometimes require resilience of your parents or of yourself. So keep on going, keep on moving. Yeah. So let's continue with the other aspect.
Can you put slideshow, please?
Yes. When we are talking, for instance, about mistreatment or lack of experience or lack of apprenticeship, what is apprenticeship? Yeah. Yeah. What do I mean by apprenticeship or mentorship?
It's a kind of learning by doing.
Learning by
Doing.
Yes. How can you know how to paint a house like this if you have never seen any people painting and trying to paint also? How many people here have driving license? Among the youth here? Very few.
Some
Maybe
have provision.
some of you have provision.
Yeah.
How many people knows how to cook very well soup and cassava paste? Only 4, 5. Why do you know how to cook?
Because I used to cook from my childhood.
Okay, your mother used to teach you.
Yes, yes.
I see. That's apprenticeship.
Yeah.
We are talking about apprenticeship.
Yes, yes.
How many other young people you know who doesn't know how to cook, even for themselves? In your group?
Like those people who were not used to be with their parents at home. Those people who used to be after school, they are not have the chance to be educated, to get some skills in cooking. They are not very practical.
Exactly.
Actually, it's depending on your goal. Like, for example, I learned to cook because I wish to cook for my wife when I get married.
Oh, wow.
So it's then doesn't mean that you being in the school or whatever, like, depend on the life goal.
Then you are breaking the culture.
Yeah.
Because Rwandan man never, if you go to the kitchen, you will say you are poisoned or just have a man.
I think that is.
You are breaking the culture.
I'm trying to enjoy life. Right? You don't really have that with your wife, so.
Today, what I was telling you to add in your CV.
Okay.
I was telling him, add in your CV being the Chef Muhammad.
He knows to cook, yeah?
Because I'm abused. Cooking always forever. If you don't wake up till I finish the cooking.
Yeah.
The breakfast.
That is a building social capital or family capital. You know, in our last course, we said that family is a resource.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you cook for your wife or children, you are building the resource. Yeah. They even happy.
From my kids, sometimes they tell me, Papa, you are cooking.
In my lifetime, I cooked for my family only 2 times. Only 2 times to show my wife that I can. Another time was to show care to my kids.
What do you find?
But things have already changed. Like the men are like our brothers are learning how to cook, and even our men they're cooking for us sometimes breakfast.
Breakfast.
If it is good, they also can cook you lunch, and then us women we feel that pride. Like my man has cooked for me.
Yes. Breaking the culture. We hope to open a restaurant for men here at SIAS so that they come to learn how to cook for their wives and children.
Good idea.
Yeah. So, other youth are.
It's a very good idea because any people, you have people from Sudan,
Yes.
people from Kenya come
Yes.
with you.
Yeah.
Okay, we are from Arab world, so everybody come specify in the program this practice visit
Yeah.
cooking time for them. Yes,
Yeah.
so that they it's used for relief also. Cooking now,
Yeah.
most of the people I know, my friends,
Yeah.
they use it for relief.
Yes.
Even my children,
Yeah.
because their work is very stressful,
Yeah.
they use it for relief.
Yeah. Relief. Yeah.
And even the retired people from my friends,
Yeah.
they use it also to like reflect and see
Yes.
think in different way.
Yes.
And even it's one of the things that reduce or minimize dementia and Alzheimer when you get older. It's like driving, cooking, because you have to focus on multi things in one
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So it's give you some exercises for your brain.
Yeah. Did you get what she mentioned about dementia? When you cook, progressively you remove stress, as Dr. Vega also mentioned. It becomes a hobby. A hobby.
Yes, and
Dementia,
also
dementia, right? Alzheimer dementia, which means people start to forget.
Mental problem.
When you get
So another thing is that when, like for example, you have this like a cooking class, and the people come to join, you never know who has like depression or someone is going through a
Yeah.
lot. But
Yeah.
when it's with people, it's cooking, there is that sense of happiness when someone is cooking. You get to taste, you get to laugh with people. It reduces that anxiety, and someone is going through a tough time. It reduces that. So this, keeps on also changing someone's
So
life.
this is what we understand from Dr. Emmanuel, to reduce our unemployment, we should learn cooking.
And also reducing the outbreak of mental diseases. If you're planning to commit suicide and you meet Jolie, she's a beautiful woman there, you're a man, you're facing the problem of,
Okay.
if people are ghosting her a lot, and then you get to meet her, you have maybe a girl who has dumped you, and you're feeling depressed. You want to run mad, but you meet Jolie. She's a nice woman. He's teaching you how to cook your own learning. You find like that thing is, pushing her. It's not like I'm talking about that, but you get the point, right? It's reducing that pain of the mental health and everything, right? So the cooking
return us
has
back to employment and unemployment.
That is not employment.
No,
That's hobby or social life.
but it can
Yeah,
turn
but-
out to employment.
It can be an employment if maybe it pays you directly. Okay, here we are talking about, when we are talking about employment, employment is not everything in another way. Yeah? Employment is something that can generate income, whether through financial asset or material asset. Yeah, if to take maybe Jolie or someone else to the supermarket can bring you income, then it might be employment. Because there are some people who are employed for that. Maybe you take someone somewhere and you get paid. Yeah, that's employment. There are also people who are paid to carry out dogs outside, to carry dogs outside, or maybe to take care of cattle. This is a job, this is employment. And we were wondering why, actually, let me write something. No problem, we will clean it later. When we talk about black, there is no black. Right? Yeah.
Try this one.
Okay, let me tell you something. Why most of African countries, in most of African countries, we have a high rate of unemployment, and maybe in other developed countries, yes, let me try. They have, let's say, for instance, USA or maybe Europe and Rwanda or Burundi. When we talk about employment here, we are talking about gain. What do you gain? What do you gain? How do you put food, manage to put food on table? You cannot say, I'm a man, I work. Then at the evening you don't have something at the table for your children or for your family or friends. That is why I don't want to confuse employment. Employment is always linked with gain. What do you take as an added value to your life due to that work? There are some who are paid because they have taken, for instance, elderly people to the street. Yeah. You see? So that is their professional job. Yeah? If it pays, that's good. If it doesn't, it is not employment, it is loss of time. Yeah. Yeah.
You can gain something but not like food or anything. Because
Like what?
there is this slogan, they used to say you have to work for a work. Or like you can be employed but not paid directly. You can be employed, but they are not going to pay you like directly amount of salary or wages.
Yeah, that is what I wanted to stick on. Thank you very much. It is because most of Rwandans and Burundians works for free. Most of the young people here in Rwanda and Burundi, they are employed, but not remunerated. Not remunerated. If, for instance, a person has kept cattle, Mushumba is someone who keep cattle for someone else. And if they give you only food and crops and a place to sleep, is that a job? Yes, it is, but not paid job. Yes, exactly. That is what I wanted to stick, basing on the idea of Bonnie, and the idea of Julie, and the idea of someone else. Someone wants to give an idea. People sometimes who are not paid, it doesn't mean they don't work or they are not employed. They are, but not remunerated. This is a big hindrance of development of the rest of European countries, especially affecting youth. So why youth goes to Europe? Why youth need to go to Europe? Why? Is it because they like Europe? Recently, Tanzania ambassador was claiming that Tanzanians who are living in the UK have to be careful. Why? They are getting beaten, harassed. Why? People are angry that they will share the cake because of political economy. We'll come back to that. So employment of youth is linked with political economy. Who knows political economy? The concept. Who can explain it to us? I've been reading it, this in the book of Dr. Buhegi and Dr. Ahmed. Yeah? Yeah? This book, they have written it. Yeah. the SIAS founders. They have written it. There is an aspect of political economy. How can political economy affect our youth and become a challenge of employment?
I think so.
I will ask someone this.
The political economy is based on the countries, especially in Africa.
Thank you. Yeah. It is about
The political economy state for the continents. Maybe I can take an example of African countries.
yeah.
We are still developing.
Yes.
When we are still developing, the revenue that we get
Yes.
is from agriculture.
It's from
60% or 70%.
Yeah.
The revenues that we get
Yeah.
for developing countries,
Yes.
African developing countries,
Yes.
is from agriculture.
Agriculture.
60%.
Yeah.
Is it really 60%?
It's even more than that.
70% of the
Yeah.
Rwanda also?
Rwanda now mining is taking over.
Agriculture is still.
Agriculture is still high.
High. Yes, more than 50%.
Yes.
More than 60 or 70.
Yes.
And we are even mixed economy.
Yes.
We are mixed economy.
Yeah.
And
What's it called?
mixed economy.
Mix.
The government.
Informal and formal.
private.
Yes.
And even the other African countries that are mixed economy.
Yeah.
So when that economy comes with the people of the country, this will lead to many things such as going for other countries or European,
Yes.
or still even in the country because we still have a big land,
Yes.
which is even not used. It is for visiting or doing for tourism.
Yes.
And that leads to many things such as we are studying right now.
Yeah. And that is what I call regulations. Yeah. Regulations. And informal sector. If I find, for instance, let's say, give an example to myself. If for instance, I get a time and repair shoes for people. Repair shoes for people, or cleaning shoes for people. Is that formal or informal? It is informal. How can we make it formal?
By standardizing it.
By standardizing it. Thank you. Thank you very much. So if you go to Nyabugogo, you find people, Nyabugogo, you find people cleaning shoes for other passengers. but they have a place, they have a nice equipment, and they are registered. They pay tax. That is standard. Yes. But most of other places, we have informal sector. When informal sector is high, the youth are not well organized to get revenues from their jobs or from their work. And that is what we were talking about. The regulation, the basic salaries are all being to you. So informal sector in Africa is high. And this hinders the employability of youth because they are employed but they don't get anything from it. Yes.
Well, there's one thing that also about the informal income. There's this expectation that the way the youth understand the fact that we rather we have the expectation of the white collar jobs, like we will work in offices.
Yes.
Only offices. There's just high expectation of that, other than thinking about of the blue collar jobs, these informal works or jobs like cleaning someone's shoes or maybe trying to sell something that you think that it's inappropriate. Like, let's take, for example, like something like someone cannot do, like we could tell at that time, right?
Yeah.
For someone, it is bringing that person something, is earning an income to feed the family, but you cannot do it because I am educated, I cannot do that. So this high pressure also I think it can be one of the in terms of the formal sector.
Exactly. Yeah. Remuneration is a big problem on youth employment. Many young people are paid less or nothing. And that is a structural problem. But at SIAS we need to think on how a person or a community himself can develop them. So how can you advise a person who is doing non-remunerated white-collar jobs? I think how can you advise him? How can you advise them?
They always say employment will help you not to be a poor person.
Yes.
But also it's stopping you then from being rich.
Yes.
This is how they say. I mean, people who work in these informal jobs, they work everything. For example, we know these chains of hotels used to sell lemonade, for example.
Yeah.
So when they start to do these jobs, they can be self-employed and they get. But when I'm in employment, I'm always in this level of job, with this level of salary. Even when I'm going to have these increases, it will be step by step. So we think that employment, it's giving me a security not to be poor, but it's even protection for the rich, so you are not going to be richer. So this is also one of the definition of the goods and the bads of employment.
Yeah, in addition to what Dr. Junior just said, the fact that person who is a street vendor is selling the lemonade or is selling water, that person is learning on how he can develop his or her business, right? So that he also has the expectation, I want to be rich, I want to have enough income. So, he's at least getting that mindset, like, I want to grow. So there is this now fact that, let me take for example myself, I'm employed, I'm like this, I'll keep this one, is going to help me be rich, and I'm stuck there. I can't think of like can I do something also apart from the job, and also something that I can be earning apart from, working as a communication officer as well. But if I work as a communication officer right now, and I step out of SIAS, what is other thing I'm thinking about outside there? I create something, another job for myself, so I'm self-employed, and I also come to work as a communication officer. So the fact that this white-collar job is also something that can limit someone's thoughts from actually thinking about, I want to grow myself and become self-independent, but I'm stuck like that. I want that money. I'm not going to think out of the box again. So it is one of the things that we run for, the white-collar jobs, that it is not really going to make you reach your goal that you want, to become the billionaire or someone we want to become. But that street vendor who is there,
Why is it?
that street vendor is
Sorry, sir?
every day, every
Why
morning,
the previous
is
one?
thinking
So that you
about
can read this one?
how am I going to grow
How is it
my
talking about?
lemonade shop? How am I going to grow it? How am I going to
Yeah.
compete with maybe in young industries? I'm still having my lemonade trees.
Okay, thank you, Bonnie. When we talk about mindset change, as she mentioned, at SIAS, we try also to change mindset of people. Mindset
Ourselves.
and ourselves. Yes. As I told in the workshop one day, I said, I've never been unemployed since my childhood. When I was young, I used to go to school. At the evening, keep cattle of my parents, cows. Or going to fetch water in the mountains. That was my goal. When I finished primary school, I went to secondary school. And during secondary school, I used to do agriculture, especially banana planting, banana plantation, with my mother, who was widowed by the time. But we have a lot of banana plantation for our own initiative. After secondary school, I set up a school of English language and Kiswahili language. From house to house, going teaching, paying me back. During every time. So never be unemployed. That is the first idea of mindset change. Mindset change. Mindset change. You have to change your mind. That's it.
And what he's saying also, interesting, and she's saying
Yes.
you should have always double system, not double. You know double.
Yeah.
Double means is that they work together. Okay? Yeah, and you shouldn't have. You should be anyway. You shouldn't be working, of course, 24 hours.
Yeah.
But you should have, for example, another job that it's like your hobby. You like.
Yeah.
For example, tailoring, restaurant, whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. As he said, maybe helping elderly. Sometimes it is not paid because I'm doing it for NGO. Okay.
Yeah.
But it's the payment I'm getting.
Yeah.
It's making me. I mean the unpayment getting, but the gain. Because you said the word gain.
Yeah.
Because any work can write the Dr. Emmanuel,
Yes.
the formula, work, okay, equal, value added, okay, plus less waste.
Less work. Okay.
Okay. So the more you are delivering better work, you're employed,
Yeah.
you're supposed to do value added.
Very good.
Now because of this life, you are now controlled by capital economy.
Yeah.
Right? So money is important. Value added, he said, to put food on the table like this. Before, they put food on the table through doing, maybe changing the items. Right? And I've seen that in Ghana. I don't know in Rwanda is it available or not. But in Ghana, people, every day, they go, they sell items, or they take items to the market, and they replace them with other items to their village.
Yes.
I don't know, is it available in Rwanda or not? But it's supposed to be similar things, rural areas.
Like you said, the
Exchange of material. So I have the water, you have
Right.
the banana. It's like we exchange the.
But at rate,
Yes.
kind of.
Yes.
But in terms of family.
Right. So the more you are employed, let's go for employment, the theme of the workshop.
Yes.
The more you are doing value added. Okay? And the more you are having less waste in your life.
This was.
Means you are not always losing time. You feel that your time is is gained, you're investing in something else. Yani like Bonnie was saying, I'm working at SIAS, but I also have maybe my small business or something I will do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Which can help me
yeah.
in the future. Maybe in the future I'll be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, for example, yes.
You get the point. That is the first.
That's called double system. Double. Yeah.
Double, actually.
Double D-A-U-L.
Dual.
Yes.
Dual system.
Yes, double system.
Yeah. And dual system is also linked with the theory of Harold Doman model. Are you familiar with Harold Doman model of development?
No.
Most of colonialists applied it in Africa when they came. And many people also use it. As Dr. Mohammed said, you can exchange water with rice. I know some people who work for someone else with the exchange of maybe other opportunities. I can take care of your cow, but you give me land to cultivate. Yeah.
As you said, the colonialists use it a lot in stealing the wealth of our wealth, most countries.
Not only that, but also with developing.
Yes.
Most of the roads you see here have been established firstly in the colonial period.
Right.
And they used to pay people food only. Food and other advantages, of course, but they have to go there and dig not for money, but for food, and they had to do it regularly. Harold Doman model says if you don't have machine to cultivate your land, you can hire 100 persons to do so. It is using a dual system of economic system. It's called the Harold Doman model. You cannot say, oh no, I don't have money. The factors of production are free, capital, land. When you don't have one, don't sleep. You can replace one by another. Yeah, you see? Yeah, and that is also the framework of engineering. But I was saying on mindset change, but we talk about structural change also. And structural changes come on the youth employment, on what you say. The marginalized young people sometimes they don't get job and whatever due to structural problems. When you say structure, it's a structure of society. Okay? How society is structured. How can you break down that structure? It's a challenge because it is there before you. But you can try your best. Dr. Mohammed always tells me a person can make change by himself, by changing mindset. Yeah, but sometimes it's difficult to change using a structure set.
What about this Gen Z of Kenya? Are they trying to face this challenge of structure in the society?
You mean
the Gen Z of Kenya that are facing unemployment, and then they find that it's
Gen Z of Kenya. We will come back to that. They are trying to break down the structure.
Yes.
And the first structure they broke is the dismissal of cabinet officers.
Yeah, I think the problem I often see is first and foremost is clarity. Because if you have clarity, you'll be able to do the things that are necessary to do. But most of the time, people are consumed with a lot of information, and it's very hard for them to, think clearly. So that's usually a challenge that I see. With regards to